All right, so I guess we're doing this because too many of you are feeling some kind of way about my opinions on Asian women relationships with Western men. Not just black men, not just white men, just men that are not Asian in general. Especially those black men that are all feeling some kind of way, saying, don't put us in the category with the white dudes. You should hear some of the stuff they say about you, blah, 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 blah. I ain't concerned about what they're saying about me. I'm concerned about how y'all treat us when we're just out living our lives and existing in the world. That's my concern. And that's the education I want to put on you all. All right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson. You ready? So, in the aftermath of World War II, American troops were in Korea in the 40s. And the Korean government and the American government sanctioned these camps where comfort women were stationed. So when I say comfort women, these are sex workers. So they were there for the morale boost of American soldiers. The Korean government recruited women from poor families, girls that ran away from home, because the entire country was impoverished post-war. So they made these military camps where the girls were, and the soldiers would go and pay, and they contributed to the gross national product of the country, to the point where I believe in the year 1969, I made little notes here, hang on. By the year 1969, which is the year I was born, Korean women in sex work directly providing American soldiers was about 10% of the GNP. Let that sink in. And by 1970, it was about $160 million. And by 1991, the direct impact to the Korean economy by American military presence connected to sex work provided by Korean women, sanctioned by the government, was $1 billion. Now, my connection to that is I was born in 1969 in one of those clinics the women were supposed to go to get checked for STDs and whatnot because they carried little cards with them regularly and they had to go get checked. So then the soldiers could look at their card and see when their last test was. And I don't know, to mitigate risk. I don't know what kind of safe sex practices were going on back then because there's a hell of a lot of us mixed blood babies running around. But as far as my parents are concerned, I didn't learn this until I met my dad in America the year I turned 50. That's 6 years ago. And he said they were in love and he had gotten in trouble. They were going to get married. They had photos taken while she was pregnant with me and whatnot. But he had gotten in trouble with the law and he got shipped back home before anything could be done. And he says, there was no Facebook, there was no internet. I kept telling them I have a wife and a baby back in Korea. And they were like, yeah, you and 100,000 other fools. So that was the sad story between my parents. But because my mom was in that line of work, I was born in one of those clinics, which are really meant for treatment of STDs and for women to get abortions. But my mom was way too far along, so she ended up giving birth to me there. She eventually gave me up for adoption to be adopted by white people when I was 12. So there's a whole nother story with that, but we're focused on our relationships, right? So I want to bring up how when women are, just anyone really, when your world is impoverished and the person that is coming to rescue you, so to speak, is an American. And this doesn't matter whether you're black or white, just an American soldier in general. So Asian women, Korean women in particular, grew up with this understanding that when an American man comes, your world would get better. If y'all ever seen Miss Saigon, I know it's about Vietnam, but they talk about, there's a song called Movie in My Mind where it's heartbreaking. And the woman sings about how our children will eat too much ice cream and they'll laugh and play. And this is a life And this is a movie in my mind that I play. So when you stop to think about Asian women and what we're taught as children with this background and with that movie playing in our mind over and over and over again, I'm hoping, it's my wish, it's my hope, it's my great hope for the future moving forward, that you all consider what we come from, that you all consider how we were taught, that our bodies were currencies versus our humanity and who we are, and how you would want your daughter to move about in the world. That's what I'm talking about when I bring up this conversation. I'm not attacking black men. I'm not attacking white men. I'm not attacking the men, period. I'm talking about a much deeper, bigger picture of how this patriarchy, global patriarchy, has come to impact women around the world. And I speak on it from my perspective because I am literally a product of it.